Give me a moment. Okay, welcome to the council meeting. The first item on the agenda is election of presiding member for 2023-24. Any nominations, please? Councillor Stewart.
Chair, can I nominate Councillor Jan Curtis?
Chair, can I also second?
Are there any other nominations? All those in favour of Councillor Curtis, please raise your hands. Councillor Curtis, congratulations, you're in the chair.
Okay, thank you everybody for your support. The next item is the election of the deputy presiding member for 23-24 municipal year. Can I have nominations, please?
Chair, I'd like to nominate Councillor Sam Pritchard.
Seconder.
Yeah, presiding member, I'd like to second.
Thank you. All in favour of Sam Pritchard? Thank you. Congratulations, Sam. Are you here? Okay, the next item is apologies for absence.
Thank you, presiding member. I have apologies from councillors Matthew Bailey, Andrea Lewis, Mike Lewis and David Phillips. Are there any others?
Yeah, Chair, Councillor Hannah Lawson may well be delayed. She may make the meeting, but if not, we could record her apologies.
Hello, I am here, sorry.
Okay, thank you. The next is disclosures of personal and prejudicial interests. I think, Deb, over to you.
The presiding member, can I remind all councillors that interests must be declared verbally and added to the declaration of interest sheet, and any dispensations must be referred to when making a declaration. You've all had an email, I think, yesterday from the monitoring officer. The only report which gives rise to an interest is agenda item 7, Constitutional Matters 23-24. The report refers to remuneration of all councillors, and normally this would be both a personal and prejudicial interest. However, the Code of Conduct provides an exception to it being a prejudicial interest in this instance. So therefore, I'll take a block declaration for a personal interest. Councillors are reminded to either raise their virtual hand if attending remotely. I think we do have some councillors remotely, don't we? Mm-hmm. And or your physical hand if present in the chamber. So I'll take a block declaration, personal interest only. So if you can raise your hands, please. Thank you. Are there any other interests to declare? Thank you.
Can I just remind you all to fill in the declaration of interest form as well? Okay, thank you. The next item is announcements of the presiding member and head of service. I've only got a couple of announcements. The first one, can I ask you to remain seated when speaking in the council chamber, as this makes it easier for people to hear and to see you. The next one is amendments, corrections to the council summons, and that's the Constitutional Matters 23-24. The council body's diary 23-24 is outlined in Appendix G of the report. Delete reference to Governance and Audit Committee for the 7th of June 2023 and add Governance and Audit Committee for the 14th of June 23 at 1 p.m. Okay, and the next item then is the names of the councillors that the leader of the council has chosen to be members of the council. Oh.
Thank you, presiding member. I can inform council that the current cabinet, as outlined in last year's report, will continue. The structure will remain the same as last year, and there will be some minor changes potentially to some responsibilities, but they will be minor. And I will ask Mr. Evans, as the head of Democratic Services, to circulate the updated responsibilities in due course.
Thank you, Councillor Stewart. The next item is Constitutional Matters for 23-24, and I can call on Mr. Hugh Evans, please.
Thank you, Presiding Member. It is a lengthy report, but you'll be glad to know I won't be spending much time on it. It deals with all the housekeeping stemming from legislation that we must do on an annual basis, deciding who to appoint, who to give senior salaries to, who to give civic salaries to. It talks about the Presiding Member and the committee, so the council and the committee diary. It reappoints committees, outlines who will sit on those committees, and those that will be in line with the names submitted by the political group leaders, together with the sizes of those committees. It also creates a series of new committees, which are service transformation committees, and I know I'll call the leader in when I finish speaking on those specifically. It also asks the council to agree on who the chair of the Democratic Services Committee is, and the current chair being Linda James, and that's in the recommendation. We talk about the statutory co-opted members, asking just outlining what the IRP have determined, and also that we keep the cap in place so that they can only attend so many meetings over the years. Asking you to reaffirm the handbook. It outlines the member champions, and in the member champions list there is a typographical error, so please I ask your forgiveness for that. I've put Councillor Hazel Morris's name in an error, and obviously that should be deleted, so apologies for that. It also outlines the list of outside bodies which the leader has appointed people to sit on, and just a short one then about the councillor mileage distances, just to remind you the two only claim in line with what we've given you back in 2022. With that, I have nothing further to add.
Can I send you to move the report, please?
Chair, very happy to move the report, and happy to take any questions or clarifications when I circulate any clarifications when I circulate the information about Cabinet, if that's required.
Can I have a seconder, please?
Happily for me second, Presiding Member.
Okay, can I have a show of hands in support then, please? Anybody against? Any abstentions? Okay, that's carried then, thank you. The next item is number 8, and it's amendments to the Council's Constitution, Part 5, Codes and Protocols, Officer Councillor Relations Protocol. I just call on Deb Smith, please.
Thank you, Presiding Member. Yes, this report seeks to make some amendments to the Constitution. They're set out in paragraph 3 of the report. It's the Officer Councillor Relations Protocol. It hasn't been reviewed for some time. It's now been amended, and the amended version is at Appendix B. It's been approved by CWG and by group leaders. I don't propose to go through it in any detail. I don't know if there's any questions on it, but if not, perhaps we could move that report.
Can I have a mover, please?
Chair, happy to move the report.
Seconder.
Happy to second.
Okay, the recommendations is on page 33, and that's the amendments to the Council Constitution as outlined in paragraph 3 and attached to Appendix B be approved. So can I have a show of hands for, please? Anybody against? Any abstentions? Okay, that's moved then, thank you. We move on to item 9, and that's it's the amendments to the Council's Constitution, Part 4.8, Rules of Procedure, the JNC Officer Appointments and Procedure Rules. Is it you there or who?
Rachel.
Oh, Rachel, sorry, Rachel.
Rachel Davis, head of HR.
Okay, thank you, Rachel.
Sorry. Likewise, this report lists in 3.1 some proposed amendments to the recruitment for JNC officers, the appointment procedure, which is 4.8 of the Council Constitution. It has also gone through the Constitution Working Group for approval, and whilst I'm happy to take questions or queries, the proposals under the bullet points of 3.1 summarise the changes. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. Any questions? Okay, can I have a mover, please?
Chair, happy to move the report.
Okay, somebody to second.
Happy to second.
Okay, the recommendations are on page, what page it is? 58. Okay, can I have a show of hands for, please? Any against? Any abstentions? Okay, that's moved. Okay, thank you. The next item is item 10, and that's the amendments to the council's constitution, councillor dispute resolution protocol. I'd like to call on Deb Smith, please.
Thank you, presiding member. Yes, this report seeks to make amendments, and they're set out in paragraph 2 of the report. It's the councillor dispute resolution protocol. The original protocol is attached at Appendix A. It's been revised at Appendix B. The Swansea has actually led the way on this, and Swansea's protocol has subsequently been adopted by other authorities, and the is the model of good practice. It's rarely been used, as you'll see from the narrative in the report, but it's been enhanced and expanded upon as set out in Appendix B. Again, I don't intend to go through it in any detail. It's gone through CWG and group leaders and has been approved. And again, unless there's any questions, I'm happy for someone to move the report, please. Thank you.
Councillor Stewart.
Chair, again, happy to move the report.
Happy to second.
Thank you. The recommendations again are on page 99 is that the amendments to the councillor dispute resolution protocol as attached at Appendix B are approved and added to the council constitution. So can I have a show of hands for, please? Anybody against? Any abstentions? Okay, that report is moved. Thank you. The next item is item 11, and that's the amendments to the council constitution, councillors' procedure rules. And again, I'd like to call on Deb Smith, please.
Thank you, presiding member. This report seeks to make amendments to the council's constitution in relation to the rules on public questions. You'll see from the report at paragraph 3.2 that an additional paragraph is going to be added to the section dealing with public questions, and the explanation has been dealt with on 3.3 and 3.4. Again, this has gone through CWG and group leaders and has been approved. And again, unless there's any questions, I'd ask for the report to be moved, please.
Thank you. Any questions? Can I have somebody to move it then, please?
Very happy to move again, Chair.
Thank you.
Happy to second.
Thank you. Okay. Are on page 106, and that is that the amendments to the council's constitution, councillor procedure, rules, public questions, as outlined in paragraph 3.2 be approved. So can I have a show of hands for, please? Okay, anybody against? Any abstentions? 2 abstentions. Thank you. Okay, that's carried. Okay, we now move on to item 12, and that's the common seal. So can I have an approval for this, please? Vote is required. Anybody for? Anyone against? Any abstentions? Okay. That's the end of the council agenda. That was a quick one tonight. Thank you all for your attendance. I think you've got to go through the committees now, are we? Okay.
Okay, thank you, everybody. Let me just finish the recording.